Hey guys, welcome back to another educational video. Today we're going to be watching FAKER play Orianna on the Korean server. He's starting off with the first blood here. And you're going to notice that he's playing against a Zoe, opting to take cleanse for this particular matchup to reposition after getting hit by trouble. Double? The bubble? Wow, that kind of rhymed. No cap. But it looks like his recall is going to be delayed here. Doesn't really have enough money to buy anything anyways, so not too bad. I'm going to remove time controls real quick. But looks like he's going to be running Airy, which means that he is planning to play for wave since he has a Kiana, so a winnable 2v2. But pretty standard auto queue there. But trading autos isn't really beneficial since FAKER is running D-Ring, which means lots of raw stats, but not as much resource management control. So ideally, going to be looking to get some chip damage in with max range Q, another really great utilization of Airy. And just getting a lot of good autos in. Whenever Zoe goes up to auto a minion, you can just see that FAKER's immediately pressuring with the ball. And also finding an auto in as well. So taking advantage of these last hit windows, hits level 2 here. But overall, very strong gameplay from FAKER so far in this particular matchup. I feel like this one's a little bit awkward, but QW lands, creates space during Zoe Q. Now there is only one potion remaining for FAKER. Actually out of potions completely, but Zoe's also been forced out of potions. Neither player here has TP, which means that if they make a mistake, it is going to be pretty bad for them, since there's no way to reset the lane. Blend's pretty good against the Ignite from Zoe as well, if they do force and engage with Flash Ignite. But right now, allowing the wave to push, especially because Kiana is currently clearing, Lee Sin could definitely gank a 245 angle. So this is just being respectful and holding the wave in a favorable position that allows FAKER to push the ball. Just really smart gameplay, because now Zoe has to move through FAKER to get to the minion wave. And Zoe feels pressured and has to get a ward here on top side. But also just looking for really max range Q to push wave. But slow pushing towards Zoe right now, so this is probably an angle for Lee Sin. You can see them kind of looking for it over the wall. But really sick dodge on the E there, moving forward and immediately doubling back. Lee Sin actually crossing over, but like no prio here, really hard to get prio in this kind of matchup. And it's not like it's needed necessarily since they are swapping crabs, but FAKER not quite sure what to do here, but I'm sure he's just going to hard push this wave and then maybe look for a reset. Might be able to see him go for a tier on his first recall. Zoe's just missing, so he has to apply pressure here to force Zoe to come back to lane, otherwise Zoe loses farm for free. Are you making a YouTube video? Yeah, we're watching FAKER in Korea. But resets, comes back immediately with tier boots and 2 potions as well. Unfortunately, not enough gold for a fillable potion if we're aiming for maximum efficiency, but you can see already a little bit of a min-max using W on the ally to get 6 extra mana on the tier. I learned this from a YouTube comment, but you can also hit W on your minion wave, and when they go through, it'll also give you some tier stacks, which is pretty cool. But immediately resetting, currently a 9 CS lead in favor of FAKER. Boots advantage is actually really good here. You'll see that the secondary runes being run by FAKER is Biscuit Delivery and Cosmic Insight. So this gives a little bit more utility if you're planning on flashing or using teleport or any other sum. But also gives you item haste for items like Ludens, which allows you to get more procs off. But you're utilizing that max range QW, zoning off the Zoe from the wave. This is slow pushing the FAKER, but really good damage and then just dipping out. This Zoe's actually just getting absolutely bodied. Like, Darksteel Corrupting Potion is some pretty immediate stats, but the tier just offers unlimited mana now. And grabs the Strikebreaker, but fortunately Lecture goes in, but like, there's no way for Zoe to heal anymore, already burning through all 3 of the potions in pretty much the first 40 seconds of this particular matchup. Not enough information here, but they kind of just have so much control of the map right now as a team. 2k gold lead for his team right now. And then FAKER himself has just been playing lane extremely well, so it's not like he's getting carried right now. But Zoe just really desperate right now, and especially with Pyke looking for a mid roam right now, they might be able to force a 2 versus 2 or a counter gank here, especially on this crash. But wave being equalized is just so hard for Zoe to approach. Once again, good Q damage. But he's got his teammates hovering here, so he can crash this if he wants to and look for maybe a reset, but using this aggressive position to just zone the Zoe off completely from the front wave. And using your body as like an extension of your Q is pretty much exactly what you want to do. Immediate cleanse and ult. Unfortunately, no Q coming in from Pyke. But really good reaction. They kind of did anticipate that this was going to happen. That's why you saw all those players filtering towards mid lane to back up FAKER on this push. Because this wave is naturally pushing towards Zoe, which means his teammates need to help him push this in when they're looking for that gank angle on FAKER. But right now, kind of not willing to give up because they could technically freeze this wave on him. So he's going to guide this wave in. Or at least neutralize the position so that he can probably look for a reset. But immediate engage here. But the W from Dissonance is just so good. Completely mitigating or neutralizing the Rakan engage right there. Well played. I'm actually surprised that FAKER is not willing to reset here with a double amp tone, but I think he's going to be extremely greedy here and look perhaps for the lost chapter entirely on the first reset. No futures market, so just going to play for as much gold as possible. It's also possible that he feels the need to be here just because his team is making a play on the top side. So doesn't want the enemy Zoe to move for free as well. But right now, he was going to recall, realize that he's pretty much super close to Lost Chapter. Cannon Wave, Zoe on the top side, so might as well push this and force her to lose CS. So you'll notice that he's currently 62 CS. That means every single time that Zoe has pretty much leaned toward another lane, he immediately pushes the wave and forces her to lose a wave or two in exchange for that play. Now, fortunately, she doesn't get anything on the top side, but playing for a plate as well here. Extremely greedy play, but 50 gold off from the Lost Chapter. He really has no other choice. Not enough gold from selling the biscuit either. But they do have vision on the Zoe, so it's not like he has to worry about that particular player. Of course, somebody else is going to rotate into this lane, being the Graves. And enough gold here. Going to be able to find a really insane purchase here. Lost Chapter, Pink Ward. And they can just immediately shift into the bot side of the map if they want to play for Dragon. Another thing to consider here is that pretty much the Rift Herald's coming up in a couple seconds. Their team is the kind of composition with a Qiyana Pyke where they want to look for active team fights or skirmishing where they're strong. And that's just because they can generate a lot of gold from these fights. So pretty much any objective that they take is going to be good for them because you're forcing a 50-50 scenario. It's either you get the objective or you get a team fight that's favorable. So both of those are a win. It's a win-win. And it's kind of what you want to do when you have a gold lead, is you want to continue pushing that gold lead and transitioning it into an even stronger mid game. And they're just playing the map extremely well right now. And then FAKER just eclipsing this guy in CS. But it looks like Qiyana is going to be doing Rift Herald. You're going to see FAKER probably pushing mid here just to make sure that he's able to move if it's necessary. No information on where the Lee Sin is, I believe, so being a little bit respectful, but doing a slow push here. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just crossed over and immediately went for the Dragon after this. Was looking like a pretty good Lee Sin angle from behind, but it's just a little bit too slow here. And Pyke actually sussing out the Lee Sin, maybe. But no, they're actually doing a top lane dive right now, so it doesn't really matter if he pushes this. He just has to crash it. Pretty bad position for him, but like you take a look at these two wards below him, and he's got a lot of information to work around, especially with Qiyana topside jungle. So he kind of just has to insinuate, but bot lane play going through, has information on Lee Sin now, immediately starts playing aggressively with the information there. Pulls a nice dodge. Wow, crazy. That was like super perfect. I mean, they're playing on 0 ping, but I mean, it's still fantastic. But with Zoe being chunked out of the lane now, there's really no way for her to continue farming without risking dying. They do find a double bottom in the enemy team, but if Zoe stays here, there's a world where she just dies and gives over another 300 gold, but FAKER zoning her off the wave completely, looking for a plate here. And Zoe is just going to lose another 4 to 5 minions here, which just absolutely sucks for her. But you'll see that's pretty much a 700 gold lead, and all of this is just because FAKER is playing this matchup extremely, extremely well. Utilizing his range advantage, not allowing Zoe to move in for free. Using his body as an extension of his Q range. Always making sure that she's forced to move through him to access the minion wave. And then denying her anytime that she looks for a roam on the map. So really slow, methodical gameplay. Sure, there hasn't been too much action in the middle lane, but this is exactly what you want to be doing on a scaling mage, is just continue to survive in deadly matchups like a Zoe with like heavy jungle emphasis, and then hitting your item spikes. So we're going to see tier 2 boots here, Lucidity coming in. Lucidity pretty good, especially because we already have item haste from Cosmic Insight, so it's probably going to be something like a Ludens and a Lucidity boots. So just a bunch of item haste allows you to continuously spam skills. And the benefit of this is that you're able to apply pressure a lot more consistently because they have to deal with you having a lot more item haste to begin with. The thing with Sword Boots is that you get a lot of burst damage, but it's not as consistent, which means there's like gaps that they can take advantage of. But now that there's significantly more item haste available for FAKER, really nice. Oh my god. That was a frame-perfect Lee Sin play right there. I'm pretty sure FAKER's dead here. Nice Q flash and actually pulls the Zoe back in. But really exceptional. Actually, I kind of want to go back and watch that again, if you guys don't mind. Backspace, backspace. Okay, so FAKER has 2 wards right here, so it's pretty really great positioning from the Lee Sin to go through the lane itself like this. You wouldn't really expect it. Q's on the minion. And FAKER just does not get hit by a single skill shot right here. Literally dodges every single one of them. Dude, I think I understand why he's one of the best players. Holy fuck. Once again, another dip duck dodge from FAKER. No flash available, so there is a chance he dies there if he gets connected by the Lee Sin Q. And a backward spike Q here. Not sure what he's doing on that one, but gonna go back to directed camera, why not? FAKER doesn't really have too much money. I mean, he could play for Leandres this game, but against their team composition, they're not really going to... actually just walk straight in. But really great turnaround here from Rakan and the Lee Sin. Pretty sure FAKER does die here, even for the cleanse. There's just nobody here to help, so we're going to see like a Lee Sin W. Lee Sin actually 50-50 coin flipping this. This is actually like unacceptable from Lee Sin right now. And then great turn from his team. This actually hurts me to watch, I'm going to be real. Nice try at body blocking from Olaf, but still manages to get the shutdown on FAKER, so that's going to be his first death this game. But realistically, I would have liked to see Lee Sin just W to gap close first on the Orianna since there's no sums available, and then Q from there. But great shutdown, and that's going to be a lot of gold back, but like 5k down just from that Pike ultimate. I wonder how much old gold's on there. 0. Cool, I'm assuming it's a spectator bug. But immediately rotates in the bot side here, so they're pretty much sending their mid, or bot lane mid. The reason why they're doing this is because Ziggs can just satchel charge the tower, immediately take it off the map. Another great reason to have your bot lane mid is it allows you to put your pressure or your vision around mid and contest neutral objectives like Rift Herald and this Cloud Dragon. It does kind of suck to side lane as Orianna without teleport, especially if you have a losing matchup, but with how well FAKER has been playing, I'm sure he doesn't mind being side lane. It just kind of depends on the jungle matchup, right? Because if you're forced to side lane and then push, and then you just get continuously played around, it's very hard to play side lane like that. But if your team sets up vision for you and also shadows you, then it's kind of really hard. But it looks like they're unable to find that. But this is going to be a loot-ins from FAKER. You can see that blasting wand being picked up. Pretty ideal in this particular situation, but playing towards this Pike here, maybe they find a Q over the wall, but not enough information. And the goal here is really just to take this tower and continue to get gold. They have 15 seconds left on plates. Ziggs could literally walk over here and satchel charge and pretty much immediately delete it. But it looks like they're going to run out of time here. 2 seconds for remaining on plates. It doesn't really matter that much. It would have just been an extra pretty much 320 gold at minimum, but taking the tower here is still substantial. But with all of his teammates backing up here, we're probably just going to see a reset from FAKER. And he's got enough gold exactly, so this is a gold breakpoint for his loot-ins. Gets a power spike, and then he can look to go back mid if he wants to play for Rift. Olaf does have TP, so it makes more sense for Olaf to be on the bot side of the map if they are playing for that top side objective, but does opt to go back bottom.
Welcome to the platonic simps.
Yo, Pixelated Sleeper.
How long has this man been staying, goddamn?
I've only streamed 15 hours today, but thank you very much for tier 1 subscription. Welcome back to the Platonic Harem. PantsAreDragon going to be opting to go mid lane here. Olaf going at the bot side with the TP so that he can play opposite map and just TP if he needs to. And FAKER looking to get some vision here on Rift Herald. There's really no reason not to. Good combination there, but does actually connect here. Maybe we see a kick. And once again, just really perfect. Oh my god. It's actually disgusting how good his micro inputs are. This man does not make mistakes. Although, to be fair, being forced to burn Flash Cleanse there, just to get vision on Rift probably isn't the best, but didn't die, so that's a plus. right now. They're kind of just jostling for mid lane control right now. The reason why they're doing this is because they get control mid, allows them to retake control of the river and maybe topside objective. But, ooh, barely a miss on the Zoe flash Q, but Lee Sin just diving the backline here. Not going to be able to find enough damage, but... Ooh, that's really close on that one. Ziggs even tried to body block that. That guy just, like, completely dipped. He's like, you're out. Good luck. Do you ever go Lucid like Faker? I usually don't go Lucid because I like Sork Pen better. The reason why is because Lucidity implies that you're always casting, and if you are always casting, you do technically get more damage. Whereas Sork Boots means like when you find 1 or 2 combos every like 10 seconds, it does more damage. It just depends if you're able to consistently cast or if you are just playing at max range off of those opportunities. Lucidity is really good though. Sork Boots technically has a higher win rate with a bigger sample size, so I just don't think that people are playing Lucidity Boots correctly, so might as well not even try. It's like Liandry's, right? You get more consistent DPS out of Liandry's, but you have to be constantly using your skills to apply damage, whereas Ludens, you can just go for immediate burst and try to one-shot people. They're very different playstyles. And you can pretty much go either one every single game. I mean, obviously, you want to go Liandry's into tanks no matter what. Best boots to get his swiftness? Alright, I'm not gonna look at chat anymore. But he's really close to his Archangels right now. Probably about 1,000 gold off. Actually, it's 550 plus Kindle Gems, so what is it? Like 1250, 1350? I don't do math. I'm gonna go and add objective timers here. I'm curious to see. I'm not really sure why he's doing Gromp here. I'm sure he's just waiting for Zoe to push the wave out so that he can farm it safely. But might be able to catch out the Zoe here, or at least force a flash if we get a max range ult. You can see he's immediately finding that max range ultimate. Gets ignited and just walks away here. His team entirely backing him up here, but great vision control, forcing a ward hop. And they are being collapsed on right now, so this could potentially be a 2v4, but immediate teleport coming in from Ziggs to back them up. And they do manage to walk away safely here after burning some stuff, but ooh, this is really subpar positioning from Faker. Almost got out though, but yeah, that was really greedy positioning from him. Now, you see that giant, like, blue ward area over here? Of course, Kian is a broken champion in solo queues, so I can kind of expect this to be 1v9 angle. But with this giant missing pocket of vision, I just think face checking here is illegal. But it looks like some disrespect going to be going down here as Kiana does the loop with her hoop. And that is going to be a dupe. Alright. Oh, that is currently a 9,000 gold lead for Faker's team, though. And Dragon is available, which is something that they do want to continue to do. Dragons in solo queue are looked down upon by junglers because they would rather do camps, but doing objectives is a great way to force team fights when your team is ahead. Otherwise, you get just a free win condition. It gives you another way to close the game out. There's no reason not to do dragons when your team's ahead, and it gives you an opportunity to force fights that are in your favor. Because when you have a pike, every opportunity to skirmish is a welcome one. When you're playing Orianna and you're your TLD teamfight champion, every opportunity to either farm sideway for free or just group, always a plus. And he's kind of been given the opportunity to farm sidewaves consistently and just find these item spikes. Just having Seraphs in 19 minutes here. And you'll take a look, but he's got an absolute ton of item haste. Now, the sad reality here is there's a world where all this effort was for naught, as the replay file bugs out or corrupts at 1930, it looks like, on every single op.gg game. This happened to be the last time I was recording a Vex game. Pretty unfortunate. But let's go and take a look at the stats here. 74 ability haste equals 43% CDR. He was on a 1.7 cooldown, 4-second cooldown on Dissonance, commanded Protect 5, and ultimate at 54. So what's really neat about this is that your Q is pretty much the bread and butter of Orianna, which means that being able to consistently reposition your ball makes it less punishing if you make a mistake with it. And you can also cast your Q twice between each command dissonance, which is awesome. I mean, it's great. And Scorch damage only 400, 47 procs of Airy. And then the reason why we took Biscuit Delivery in this particular matchup was for the lane sustain power and to cope kind of with the Zoe poke. If he didn't have Biscuit Delivery, it would have been a significantly harder lane to recover from. But he just had really insane trading level 1 from 2, no cap. Any thoughts on Scorch over Gathering Storm? So the difference between Scorch and Gathering Storm is that Scorch gives you pressure in lane. So the idea is that by having Scorch, you're consistently doing more DPS, which means you're getting more damage in. So when you get more damage in against volatile matchups, it kind of controls their options. There's a very big difference between somebody at 50% HP and somebody at 80% HP with the way that they play. So when you're in a volatile matchup or you're in a kill lane, and you poke somebody low off of the level 1 through 3, you're kind of diminishing their gameplay entirely because they no longer feel confident or safe making those trades to begin with. So Scorch has a lot of value in terms of resource control, and it gives you a lot more control over your lane when it comes to manipulating wave state or just having priority. Now, of course, Gathering Storm is a great scaling rune, and Orianna is a scaling champion, but there's not always a need for Gathering Storm because your champion scales, right, no matter what. You might lose out on 20 or 40 ability power, but Scorch could be the difference between successfully getting through laning phase and being able to scale, or just getting absolutely dumpstered and losing the game and not being able to scale. There's always contextual niche stuff like that. A lot of people just focus too much on min-max. They think, this is the best because statistics, or I have to do this because I get more AP, but it's not always that simple. Thoughts on taking Presence of Mind secondary? The thing with Presence of Mind secondary is that you're taking POM and then probably a damage room and coup de grace or cut down. That is fine in some scenarios if you're playing against majority melee bruisers, but it doesn't give you immediate laning stats. Biscuit gives HP, it gives max mana, and then it also gives you percentage missing, and that's the sustain that you need to survive in a hardcore poke matchup like Zoe early on when she has Ignite advantage. We also get access to Cosmic Insight, which gives the ability to flash more often, and also gives you more item haste to proc Ludens more often. So, playing for lane versus playing for mid to late game, they're different sets, they support different ideas. Any more questions? I mean, it's just a smooth gameplay, like really, really smooth, really dominant performance, actually. I think we're gonna call it here. I'm just gonna assume that this VOD will not work. I don't think, just like, guys, I've been trying to find a Vex or Ori game from Faker, and it's been like 2 months. He just doesn't play those champs anymore. So this is the best I can do. TY. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked the video, you can like and subscribe. TY. Take care.